Hello everyone, it's me Thomas Fixter, coming to you with a video. Want to be a truly exceptional leader? Neuroscience says do these 5 simple things right now. People's brains react to extreme stress in predictable ways. Here's how to make their work positive as a leader. About 1/3 of Americans have exhibited the signs of anxiety or depression in the wake of COVID-19. According to Census Bureau, and your employees are likely to no exception. They're looking to you as a business leader for guidance, but the context has never been more confusing and the stakes have never been higher. Looking for a roadmap. I've talked recently with Dr. Dave Rock, who has a doctorate degree in neuroscience and who teaches Fortune 100 companies to lead employees according to principles of neuroscience. The number one thing leaders need to understand right now, Rock said, is that so many people are reacting neurology to higher levels of threat perception, which leads them to process everything else differently than they would normally would. So there are 5 things he says to do as a leader to turn these kinds of things into real positive advantage. Number 1. Offer positive feedback and encouragement. Frame your messages to employees in a positive light whenever possible, and at the least, try to avoid negativity and discouragement. The reason is that our brains automatically track our perception of status. No, it won't. I'm not saying that. Well, it's all a load of... And people are especially sensitive right now to cues that a state has gone up or down. Good. There's a biological basis, Rock said. State is controlled for income and education correlates to length of life. And so a potential drop in status becomes alert, even the best of times. No, that's it. So what do you do? Practically speaking, Rock's give an example of a boss checking in over a due project. When an employee is already at the higher threat level, a boss saying something like, "Have you finished that project?" can seem like a personal attack. To overcome this, Rock said, shift your language slightly. Instead of "Have you finished that project?" you ask, "How's that project going?" You don't mess with it. It's not about lowering expectations, it's about leveraging neurological responses to help people succeed and help your business thrive and even thrive. Number 2, strict to create certainty. The more variables you can remove for employees' lives right now, the better. So share information, try to create certainty for them. When you give people any information at all, Rock said, it activates the reward networks in the brain because the brain craves information. Any kind of ambiguity on the flip side creates a threat response. Even small, seemingly insignificant things like scheduling that can make a big difference. As an example, Rock said, if you don't know if a meeting is happening or not, it creates an alert signal in the brain that keeps getting attention. In some studies, ambiguity creates a strong threat response in the brain than an actual threat. Or don't keep unwelcome news to yourself. The fact of being uncertain about things, especially if people's imaginations take charge in these circumstances, might be worse than the reality. Ambiguity and uncertainty is stimulating right now, Rock said, so you better assume people can handle it and share bad news early. Number 3, offer unexpected faith, autonomy and flexibility. Many companies are embracing flexibility of this right now. Rock suggests going a step further, and offering unexpected autonomy and flexible because the brain craves a sense of control, and when we feel like we have no control or no choices, even a small stress becomes overwhelming. Be creative if you can. This is time to think about processes that perhaps can be suspended during unusual times. Instead, the fact that you're clearly trying to come up with solutions for your people and offering them flexibility they had never imagined you would give can have as much positive effects as the flexibility itself. It's all about perception. So suddenly having unexpected amount of control is really powerful. If your people had to report every day and you say, "Hey, we must check you. Check in if you need help, but don't report." They'll be like, "Whoa, that's great. Unexpected rewards are the strongest, much like opposite of unexpected regret." Model empathy. Next up, empathy. Human brains naturally sort everybody they interact with into 1 or 2 categories. According to neuroscience, everybody else is considered either in-group, which encompasses people who you believe are similar to you, have similar goals and should be trusted and do something. Out-group, which is just as concerned that people are exploited, their dismissal, and have competing goals and should not be trusted. You want your people to perceive you, your leadership, and their colleagues as an in-group. The trick to making that happen is to strive for empathetic relationships. Again, this is especially true now when so many other factors are leading their brains to perceive threatening signals. Most of your employees, unless they survived a war, this is the toughest moment for their life, Dr. Their brains are on fire, and you have to stop. You have to have a deep empathy. Number 5. Emphasize shared goals, fairness and cooperation. COVID-19 and the business and economic fallout are affecting people in difficult ways. So after empathy, the next goal is established cooperation and fairness. Perhaps you have some employees who are 130%, as Rock put it, meaning they're actually more productive and happy working home. But you might have others in exact opposition to the situation working at 90%. No, not saying. As Rock puts it, I expect the same output from people homeschooling 3 kids from home as someone in an apartment. So watch out for crises of fairness. One solution might be to ask the 130s to help out the 30s for a period of time. Not everyone will react well to that, but many will, Rock suggests. In a crisis, plain English, feeling like you're being helpful to other people, especially if in your in-group, like colleagues, is extremely rewarding in your advice. It turns down if stressful, so it's a win-win. Of course, it's difficult to give blanket leadership advice in times like these. Companies differ and leadership styles differ. You know your people and your business. But being science is remarkably constant. That provides the opportunity, and the way you choose to lead will likely become part of the folklore in the company for years to come. There are 2 types of leaders right now, Rock said. These are those who are actually initiating empathy, making sure that people feel heard and taken care of, and there are leaders who are just trying to lead through goal setting and stretching people. I think the ones that will succeed are the ones who take care of people best, because this is deeply human crisis. That's good. 9. Say that, you folks. Yeah. Well, guys, that time again. Thank you for watching. If you would subscribe to the channel, like and share, comment on the video.